option. Yeah. I'll commit a crime, go to jail.
Another bed, something to eat.
Exactly.
Is that really what they think? So, some, not all, of course, but some people, yeah, it's better than nothing.
Those guys that are in prison at the moment, you know, the majority of them would have had some sort of homelessness in their life.
Do they get help when they're in prison? Do they get assistance for when they come out? Or are they kicked out the door?
No, they've got out care and, you know, they should have a bit more support in a therapeutical approach.
Yeah.
And for me, that entails communicating with someone.
They call it the holistic view, don't they? It's everything. It's not just the idea of what's happening to you today. It's your whole being. So it's more about
complex needs.
The complex thing. You know, I could go into it for a bit, but they call it the holistic, I think.
Holistic approach.
Yeah.
I guess that's what I found was for a long time I didn't feel smart. I didn't feel like I had the ability to be able to communicate my pain and trauma, let alone manage it with my mental health.
Yeah, yeah.
And I guess in your 20s, you're really searching to find yourself.
Self anyway, yeah.
And, you know, I think that lucky for me, you know, maturity was in my factor and I got to make it where I am now, where I can, you know, reflect a lot better and communicate how I feel better.
Yeah.
And I guess that's the biggest thing for the guys and girls in prison is to be able to have that somebody to you know release. And
that could be anybody. You just need someone you can trust. It's a trust thing.
Most definitely.
And that could be it can be I'll just tell you a story that happened to me about 3 weeks ago. I was interviewing a young guy. I met him twice. He'd come in here as you are now. He'd come in twice. I was on the radio a couple of weeks ago and this person rang me and I couldn't answer the phone because I was on air. So I thought, I better ring him back. Rang him straight back and he was suicidal. So I spent the next 9 hours with him at emergency, from here straight to emergency. He just needed someone to talk to. No, he did not stop talking for 9 hours. We ended up getting him into the mental health ward. And that's what I love about IPL. IPL is a safe environment for people to come, and I really would like it to be more of that. I want to have a resource centre here. I want to set up a resource centre here. I want to have a couch and coffee and things that people can come and have a chat, and because we were all first aid, mental health first aiders here. So that's what but I love the fact that he was able to call me, but it's extremely sad that he had nobody else that he could call. And I'm pretty much a stranger. But, yeah, I was honoured the fact that he called me, but I was so sad that he had nobody else.
No, and glad that you were there for him. And I felt very alone and isolated coming out of homelessness. So for me, a part of that was not to go back to the streets, make sure that I made the most of it with my new place and dwelling. Yeah. And change my environment and see less of the people.
The people that you were with. I think it's a total change of environment, isn't it? The people that are around you, your environment that you're in.
Change.
Yeah. So where are you today?
So I'm stable.
Good.
And that takes a long time to be able to understand what stable means and
I'm glad you didn't say I'm good, because that's a natural thing to say. Yeah, I'm good, but you're not. You're stable, and I like that.
Yeah, and so you've
got a home over your head. You got a roof over your head.
Roof over my head.
Food on the table.
Friends
and family. So you've healed with family.
I've healed with mum and dad. I didn't speak to them for over 12 years, being on the streets, and there was just this piece missing out of my heart that I needed to complete and
heal
and put to rest. And that was having my mum in my life.
Absolutely.
Everybody loves their mum.
Absolutely.
And
that's great.
You know, it's being reconnected with her has been a big part of it.
That's brilliant.
And dad as well. So
that's brilliant.
Dad's paranoid schizophrenic.
Okay.
Had alcohol and drug problems his whole life. He's 65 now and got sugar diabetes and pancreatitis.
Oh gosh.
But you know, it could have been worse. I could never have seen them together.
Yeah, see, that's the thing. You could never have had that chance to heal or find that healing, you would have always had something missing.
And
forgiveness. Yeah, forgiveness. That's brilliant.
Sure everything's sweet with everyone.
Yeah, that's really good. And you have a purpose. Do you think you've been through what you've been through to be where you are today?
I think that everybody that gets help moves into a position where they can help people.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the best bit about that is you help that one person, and that one person can help hundreds.
It's a ripple effect. I call it the ripple effect. I think it's fantastic. Yeah. Because you've got a lot of contacts in the homelessness and in the community, sure, I would love to bring people in here to be able to get that awareness out there even more. So if you've got any contacts, let them know that I would be happy for them to come in and give them my details and get them. You can come in anytime you want, because we could talk about this for hours on end. I find it fascinating because it's not my life. I'm living in a bubble. I'm lucky. I've been in a bubble, but I'm open to hear everybody's story.
What you're doing here is very important, and the community has to know that, Mish, that, you know, IPL radio has that voice that empowers, you know, local community members and people that have had hardship. You know, trying to get the message out in some clear way.
Well, as I was talking to you off air before, coming into IPL is my therapy, because I do suffer from depression and anxiety. So this is something that I look forward to every Friday. I might walk in here quite, you know, floppy, you know, at 12 o'clock, but I bounce out of here at 3 o'clock. I feel empowered. After 3 hours sitting here, I feel very empowered. And the more people like yourself coming in, the more rewarding it is for me. And you know, it fills your heart, it fills your cup. You know what I mean? It fills your cup. And I get my cup is very full when I leave here at 3 o'clock on a Friday. It's fantastic.
It was a strange journey for me, because as you know, I was homeless, going on 6PR and other radios doing this media. At the time, I thought, I've got nothing else to lose. My dignity's already been stripped from me. But after I'd done that and tried to express, I felt like you. I felt alive. I felt good about what I communicated.
Yeah, definitely.
I felt intelligent.
Yeah,
and that
definitely.
It's
very empowering. Very empowering.
And
if just one person is heard, even if it's one person in 12 months has heard me, then I've succeeded. You know, if that's one person in 12 months that has changed their mind to not suicide, then I have succeeded. That's all I want. It doesn't have to be on a daily basis, doesn't have to be on an hourly basis, whatever it is. I just want someone out there to know that we're here, we understand, we feel, you know, we understand what depression is, because so many people out there don't understand what depression is. They really don't. If they have never had it, they just don't understand it. And there's nothing worse than someone saying, oh, you'll be all right tomorrow, or get over it, or that's the worst thing you can say to somebody is get over it. No, don't do that. The worst thing someone said to me was, you've got a husband, you've got a house, you've got a car, you've got kids, you've got a wonderful home. Why are you depressed? It's got nothing to do. For me, it had nothing to do with what I haven't or haven't got. It's a feeling. It's something that happens inside that I wasn't able to control. Yes, there are people out there with depression due to abuse or difficult times in their life. That's not me, as far as I remember. But no, but you have to have, and I know the fact that you come from life lessons. You have that background in that, and I think it's necessary to be able to talk to somebody else, knowing how they feel, knowing what it's like to be on the street, knowing what it's like to not have that food for tonight, knowing what it's like to be insecure or not safe, all that sort of stuff. So you being able to do that is just fantastic.
Yeah, I mean, being vulnerable, you know, does teach you something, I feel. And, you know, that's that self-protection.
Yeah, see, I've never had to do that.
Well, with the self-protection comes that self-discovery, and
that's right.
It leads into self-care and self-love.
And you've got to understand, everyone that's out there listening, you've got to understand that even though Josh has said today that he's stable and I'm living mental health and anxiety, each day is a new learning curve. We learn something new of ourselves every single day, and everybody should, I think, anyway. But it's an ongoing healing. It's an ongoing healing.
Yeah, I don't think you know, what I worked through with my mum. My mum's a psychologist, and
wow.
she says, you know, there's no healing. You know, there could be no healing totally, but it'll get less.
Yeah, the wound will heal, but it'll always have a scar.
Yeah,
I think that's what it is. There'll always be a scar, but it'll be a healed scar, won't be one you can pick off all the time.
Yeah. So, you know, having those concepts and, you know, overviews of how life's been to you, and being able to find those people that can communicate well with you, that you do have chemistry, and letting them discover their vocabulary and intelligence, so they've got the intellect to be able to get them through conversations.
And intellect, I don't find myself very intellectual, but I don't like classifying myself as intellectual because I wasn't educated. I finished school at year 10. I think that's two different things. I think your intellect comes from your experiences in life rather than the piece of paper that you have from a report from school.
Well, it's about understanding the conversation at hand, and you know, you do that really well with me here right now. So
that's awesome.
Always give yourself the
thanks. It's hard. That's the last thing you do though, is give yourself credit, don't you? I know. Anyway, we can go on this for hours, and if you ever want to come back in, the mic is always open for you. How do people get hold of you and your company?
All right. So first, you can Google search Josh Serafini. That
spell it for us.
Serafini, Josh, and that will firstly show you the lists of things that I do. One of those which the Home Karawara Food Relief.
Is there a Facebook page for that? I couldn't find it.
Not yet.
Okay. I'll look for it. I couldn't find it.
Just done the logo.
Okay, good. Yeah, you need to get onto that because Facebook is all about social media.
Yeah. So, you know, it's a self-based volunteer where, you know, I need good volunteers. So from
committed.
Yeah, committed. As you know.
Yeah, I know it's hard. Yeah,
finding a volunteer to do the
it's
tech
very hard.
And website, you know, all that sort of stuff. I'm educated in one part of the.
Yeah, but you can't do it all.
Can't do it all.
No.
You know?
Yeah.
So the Home Karawara is up on the City of South Perth web
Oh,
page.
Brilliant. Okay.
You can contact the City of South Perth or the George Burnett Centre directly. I'm on Facebook.
You have YouTube and all that?
I'm not a YouTuber as yet.
You need to get on it. You need to get on it.
I'm not a YouTuber yet, but I like to do a lot of media as well.
Yeah, and it's all social media based these days.
It is.
It really, really is.
So definitely, just find the City of South Perth and they'll find me, definitely.
That's great. That's great. That's awesome. So if anyone you know that would like to come onto radio, please pass on my information because I would love to have them in. I think it's definitely a subject that we really need to discuss on a week-to-week basis. It's not something that we will discuss once a year and then it just goes away because it's not going to go away. It's not going to go away.
No,
we want it to go away, but I don't think it'll ever go completely away, but we can help it to be easier.
Yeah, so I'd love to come back and have a chat.
Yeah.
And, you know, maybe bring some of my team down.
Oh, that'd be fantastic. That'd be fantastic. And if you're free, like we could do it once a month or something. Anyway, I'll leave that up to you. Yeah. But the mic is always free for you because I think it's very, very important that we talk about this openly.
Yeah.
And to whoever's listening, just take it on board. Be nice to people. Think about what you're doing, what you're saying, because it could be the last thing that they hear or see you do.
Yeah. So obviously, big thank you, Mish, for having me on the show.
Oh, absolutely, and, absolutely.
I'll definitely come back and bring some friends.
That would be fantastic. If you could do a review maybe on IPL Radio, that'd be great. We're still struggling with funding, etc., and all that sort of stuff. So if you can support us in any way whatsoever, helping us get some ideas on how to get some money in, because we don't have any funding at all, because we're not classified as a radio station. Because we're not an AM/FM.
Yep.
So it's really, really hard. But anyway, I really appreciate coming in. Thank you so, so much. I'm going to go to a song. We're going to do something that I've got ready to go. Thank you, Cheryl, for doing videos for me. Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers, everyone.